I got Mini Don Cherry with me today.
Who's that?
This guy right here.
Just a second. I don't see shit.
Oh.
Just a second. Just a second. I'll get it figured out.
Yeah, you will.
Oh, you don't look anything like him.
Much better looking, right?
Well, not really. A little skinnier.
Yeah. How you doing today? Thanks for coming on and taking the time to hang out with us.
No problem.
Of
Where
course.
are you guys out of?
Vancouver, Canada.
Vancouver.
Yeah.
I'm Rob Ray. And I was just on I Only Touch Greatness, and it was great.
There's a lot of sticks in the background. I like that.
Yeah, that's my retirement fund.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got all kinds of them up there. Probably got 500 different Stein sticks by guys throughout the years and jerseys and stuff like that. And my son's 11 now. He plays and he's totally into hockey. So he's always up here just looking at him. What was this guy like, Dad? What was this guy like? So I love it for the interest, and it was pretty cool. While I was doing it, everybody kind of looked at me going, "What the hell you do that for? Why are you doing that?" All the other guys. I've had multiple guys call me and ask me, "You got one of my sticks? I never took a stick. I don't have a stick. Can I get it from you?" So that was kind of cool too, that you can kind of give back to them when they finally realized it was a little more of a keepsake than just a tool.
Yeah, Kelly Rudy actually told us that too. He said he's got a whole sea can like full of equipment and sticks and stuff, and he said he never knew about that until he calls it the Wayne Gretzky rule. Wayne Gretzky and him both went to LA at the same time, and I guess Wayne went up to him and said, "Hey, before you sign that contract, make sure it's in there that you can take your own stuff, because I guess otherwise you guys had to return it."
Oh yeah, the teams took it, and that wasn't so much at the beginning. But as the years went on, they started understanding that there was a profit to be made in this stuff. And, the second you changed a piece of equipment, bang, it was gone. You never saw it again. And, so many times you'd come into the room and there's a brand new jersey hanging in your stall. And it's like, what the hell is this? You just got one broke in, it's gone, because that's what they did. They needed to do it to make money. So, so be it. But, I can understand a guy like Wayne wanting to keep everything he was actually using.
Yeah, you had your first NHL goal was on your first NHL shift, I believe, right? And shot.
Oh yeah, first shot, first shift. Tom Barrasso in Pittsburgh, and it was cool because I never played early in the game, and all of a sudden got that first shift and bang, went out and scored, and you're like, oh my god, what's going on here? I ended up getting a goal and assist +3 in that game, and statistically wise, it was the best game I ever had in the NHL. So I kind of look back now, and I'm like, and that night I could have had my only Gordie Howe chat trick too, because remember Rob Brown, who used to play for Pittsburgh, challenged me to a fight, at a face-off. He was like, "Let's go," and I'm like, look at him going, "Screw you! I'm on a roll here. I'm going to keep this one rolling." And I didn't, and that would have been my own Gordie Howe hat trick that I would have had when I first came in. Actually scored a goal in my last game last shift too. So
that was
a pretty cool thing.
That was our next question about that. So I'm going to go off the board here. Shane Corson was telling us a story when we had him on the show the other week about that line brawl. You guys definitely, Shane was saying that his fight with May at that same moment, that they fought so long that his arms were like jello by the end of it, and May was a hell of a fighter. And
I'll tell you what, back in the day, it was a marathon. It wasn't a sprint like it is today. They throw 3 or 4 punches now, and they throw to the ice, and oh, great fight. I'm like, what are you talking about? Back then, when you grabbed on to guys, I can go back to Chris Nyland and Jay Miller and Marty McSorley, and the list goes on of guys that when you grabbed on, you better knew that you were going to be in there for 2, 3, 4 minutes sometimes, and you just wanted to die when it was over, because half the time you go to the box for your 5 minutes, it wasn't near long enough even to get your breath back or even feel your hands or your arms. You go back over to the bench, and all of a sudden you're back out on the ice. You're like, what the hell am I doing out here? I can't even move. But it was an endurance marathon when you grabbed on to certain guys, and that's kind of diminished now. But for the most part, I can remember having a fight with Denny Val one night. We started at one end of the ice, then went to the other. We went back to the other end, and we ended up at center ice, and it was just nonstop. So that was cool then.
Oh yeah, there's nothing like that anymore in hockey. It's that's definitely out of the picture now. Too staged.
Well, the kids now, they don't know how to play that game because they're not taught that game. They're not expected to play the game. You know, in junior, I think, what is it, 3 fights in a season, you're suspended for a game. College, they're definitely not fighting in college. So, you know, some nights you're standing there, you're doing your work, and you're like, this would be a great time for somebody to do something. And it clicks in your head, you go, they don't know what to do. They've never had to do that. And coaches don't coach that way anymore. We used to use it as a tool. We used to play, especially at home, you know, especially when Brad and I and Matthew and Bobby Bugner, and we always had guys, Gordy Donnelly. John Muckler used it as a tool. He'd start 5 of us and say, boys, get the building going. We'd go out and get 3 or 4 fights and step aside and let the big boys step in and take over the game. But it was used as a tool to get not only yourself, but put a little doubt in the opposition and get the crowd going. So there were so many ways to use it that, you know, now I just look and I go, being somebody that could be out there right now and be intimidating would be such an advantage, because I think that you could work these guys so bad and so much that, you know, they'd be running for their lives to the door just because they didn't want to get involved with anything.
I feel like Tom Wilson's the only guy that's even close, and he's not even that close.
Well, Tommy Wilson, Ryan Reeves, you know,
Yeah.
You know, there's 2 of the tougher guys in the game right now and that can still play the game. And, you know, you watch guys, and I hear guys talking before games like about these kind of guys, and they're like, they don't want anything to do with them. And, you know, I still think these guys could use it to their advantage, you know, even more just by talking. You know, just talk to guys. I remember Big John Scott played for us there for a while here. And, you know, I was doing the TV then. I said, John, do you ever just sit on the bench and tell somebody you're going to rip their head off and then they're standing in front of the bench? And he looks at me and goes, why would I do that? I go, maybe because you're 7 foot tall, you're 300 pounds. And if the guy ever thought you ever did get out on the ice, that he was going to be in deep trouble. And he goes, no, I never really thought about that. So it doesn't happen anymore. There's that kind of communication on the ice isn't out there.
Yeah.